right, what's going on, you guys? All right, what's going on, you guys? So this video, I'll be showing you how to actually access the metaverse, right? So I keep mentioning Ethereum, Phantom, Avalanche, as if they're these distant planets and things like that, right? Okay, so how do we get there? How do we interact with the things, the cool things that are being built within these different ecosystems? All right, so what we'll do is use a portal. This portal is called Metamask, right? Metamask stores all of our different crypto assets, and it allows us to enter and exit these different networks, right? So Metamask is an industry standard, so anyway, let's get started, and I will be giving you 5 steps to help you enter the metaverse. All right, so first things first, we want to actually, I think I have some notes here. All right, so yeah, what we want to do is step 1, we want to go to metamask.io, right? We want to go to metamask.io. We can actually go to Google to make sure that we're typing in the right web address, metamask.io, and of course the most secure link or most popular link will pop up, and that's where we're at. Now it's not going to allow me to completely set up this MetaMask wallet because I already have MetaMask set up. But what you do is you come to this you come to the website, click download, right? And it's going to pretty much support all of the major browsers. The only one that it's not supporting is Safari, right? Which, makes a ton of sense. So in order to interact with MetaMask, you will need to have Google Chrome, Firefox, or what I personally use, Brave. I personally love Brave browser. It's pretty cool. I don't see any ads, anything like that. So it works. Or I can make money off of the ads that, I allow to be placed in front of me. So it's kind of interesting. Anyway, so, notice that they have it for your cell phone as well, iOS, Android. So what this means is once you establish your MetaMask wallet on your laptop or desktop computer, you can take that seed phrase that it's going to ask you for, you can connect it to your wallet, your MetaMask wallet that's on your mobile device. So that just gives you, a lot more flexibility on what you can do and stuff, so that you got full control over your money, which I think is actually super amazing. So anyway, since we're downloading on Brave, we will simply install MetaMask Brave, and we've all probably downloaded something online before, a new program or something. It's very self-explanatory. Download it, and what it's going to ask you to do is create a password. Make sure that this password is very secure. Make sure that you are the only person on this earth who knows that password, unless of course there's somebody who you just super trust and you just want to make sure that somebody else has access to it. But that's how serious it is, because if you lose money through MetaMask or in the metaverse, there's nobody to call to say, hey, I lost money, can you help me find it, right? It's kind of like the Wild Wild West. It's like, if you expose yourself, then somebody is likely to take advantage of you. So so continue with the process. Just follow the typical download instructions. And, the next important thing as far as when downloading and getting your MetaMask set up is they'll ask you for 12 words, right? They'll ask you for 12 words. So let's see if I can find a quick photo of it. All right, great example. All right, so notice whenever you're signing up for a wallet, any type of crypto wallet, they're always going to say, hey, make sure you write down these seed words, the seed phrase. It's typically 12 to 24 random words, right? And what that allows you to do is, if you lose your phone or something happens with that actual app, if anything happens where you lose the connection between your phone and that wallet address for any reason, those words give you access to your Bitcoin or your crypto on whatever network it's a part of. So that's a very, very important, this is a very, very important step in the process. A lot of people kind of skip over it. They'll screenshot it and say, okay, well, I'll go back and do it later. And then something happens and they forgot that they took that screenshot, or they don't know how to access the screenshot, or the issue is that they no longer have that phone that they took the screenshot in the first place. So I would highly encourage you guys, when you are setting up your MetaMask, you actually write your seed phrase down, and store it in a safe. Store it in a safe in your house, or better yet, get a safety deposit box at a bank, and store it at the bank, right? Or maybe make two copies of it. Store one at the safe in your home, one at the safe at your bank. Maybe there's an old family house or something that has been in the family for years. Who knows, right? Get creative. But you want the crypto that you really care about, always make sure that you protect those private keys and those seed phrases with everything you have. All right. So now that we've downloaded MetaMask, our next task is to add the major networks to the MetaMask wallet. So at this point, what we're doing is saying, okay, well, I got this portal that pretty much takes me to whatever part of the metaverse I want to visit. But I gotta fine tune this portal so that he knows where to send me, right? If I want to go to Avalanche, I got to have that programmed within, or not programmed. I got to tell Metamask that, hey, I want to be able to go to Avalanche. Metamask doesn't care where you want to go. You just got to tell Metamask where you want to go, right? So what we're doing is, based on the strategies and the things that I'm personally using right now at this particular moment, January 2022, I'm focused heavily on the Avalanche ecosystem and the Phantom ecosystem. And the reason for that is because you can experiment much more, because it costs much less than the Ethereum network to use, right? So what we're starting to see is a lot more innovation on some of the less expensive chains, right? Because they're getting tested much faster, right? Because there's not that barrier to entry that you have on the Ethereum network, where there's tons of fees just for the smallest transaction, right? So it blocks a lot of people out. So in order to operate within these different environments that make it less expensive for us, we simply just have to add it to our MetaMask. So on this document here, I've created I added the link. I've added a link that will take you to instructions on how to add, Avalanche and Phantom to your MetaMask wallet. And it's actually very, very simple. It's actually very simple. And what you'll notice is, no matter which network you're adding to MetaMask, they're going to ask you for the same things. And I know this looks technical, but don't let it scare you, because it's not that technical. So it's asking you for the network name. It's asking you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of information. All you have to do is literally just copy and paste this stuff. You don't have to think about it. So what you'll do is, once you've downloaded MetaMask, at that point it's in your extensions, right? So we'll tap the MetaMask extension, and notice right now we're on the Ethereum mainnet, right? So Ethereum, so MetaMask is going to come already connected to Ethereum mainnet, or have the Ethereum mainnet connection capability right out the gate. So you're not going to have to specially tell MetaMask to connect to Ethereum. But what we're doing is we want our MetaMask to connect to a few other networks. So what we'll do is we'll go all the way down to the bottom. We'll actually click up this menu at the top that says Ethereum mainnet, and then we'll go to add network, right? So once we add network, we simply come to the next tab over, copy and paste literally everything that is here, right? Notice it says network name. Notice this says new RPC URL. Notice this says new RPC URL. Chain ID, right? I'm just simply copying and pasting it, right? See, chain ID, currency symbol. You guys are smart. So that's all you're doing, right? And since I already have Avalanche connected to my MetaMask, it's not going to allow, it's giving me this error message because I already have Avalanche as one of my networks. But you guys won't have this issue if you haven't connected your MetaMask to Avalanche yet. So you'll click this save button, and now you will officially be able to interact with the Avalanche ecosystem, right? All right, so the next one that we want to add is the Phantom. The next one we want to add is Phantom, right? Once again, we're presented with the same information: network name, RPC URL, chain ID, symbol, right? So we simply go to our extension, click our MetaMask, click the network at the top, go to add network. It's going to bring us right back here. All we do is come to this this website that shows us how to add Phantom to our MetaMask, and we simply copy and paste all of this information. Once again, click save, and then Phantom will then be officially a part of your MetaMask portal. So that gives you permission, once again, to go to the Phantom ecosystem and participate in whatever is being built on the Phantom ecosystem. It's like having a passport or a visa or something like that. So yeah. All right, so moving on. So that's step 2, right? Once at this point, you've downloaded MetaMask, you've added the major networks. What's the next step into entering the actual metaverse? Well, the next step, so if you've ever heard the saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? So essentially, when you were in Rome, you had to use the gold coins that were, basically symbolic to the Roman leadership, right? When you come to America, you're expected to use, US dollars. When you're in China, you are expected to use their native currency. So each of these environments have their own native currency, right? So, but since these environments or these ecosystems own themselves, right? These systems, long story short, without overcomplicated, in order to drive down certain highways, you have to pay a toll, right? Well, in order to interact with anything within these networks, you have to pay a toll. And they say that, hey, you want to interact with us, you got to pay the toll in our native currency. So on Ethereum, the native token for Ethereum is Ethereum, right? That's where the gas fees come in at. In order to operate on Ethereum, you got to push a little bit of Ethereum through, or you got to pay the toll. In order to operate on Phantom, you got to pay the toll. You got to have some Phantom. In order to operate on Avalanche network, you got to have some Avalanche. You got to have some AVAX token, right? So in order to fully be able to operate within the metaverse, you want to have some native tokens on each chain that you want to interact with. So that means we got to have some Ethereum inside of our Ethereum Metamask wallet, right? So that means we got to have some Ethereum. That means when we go to Phantom, we got to have some Phantom, right? That means when we go to Avalanche, we should have some Avalanche, right? So as long as we have each of those tokens in our wallets, we're pretty much not restricted by what we can do in the metaverse, whatsoever, right? We can jump between different networks, take advantage of different opportunities, and that's when it gets really exciting. That's when it gets kind of fun, actually. So how do we get those native coins to those native networks? Well, the idea is to go and purchase the native coin from somewhere and send it directly to the MetaMask wallet, right? So our goal is to find some Avalanche and send it right here to this Avalanche wallet address, right? So disregard this name. This is just a placeholder name for a placeholder wallet. It says main ETH. You can actually change this to make it whatever you want, right? You can change it to make it whatever you want, but it's going to apply for every single network, that is a part of. So as I was saying, like I said, we're on the Avalanche network, and what I want to do is I want to buy some Avalanche from somewhere so that I can enter the ecosystem. And the reason why I want to buy Avalanche and send it directly to the Avalanche wallet is, once again, so that I can interact on the Avalanche ecosystem. So what I do is to find out the best place for me to purchase Avalanche, I go to CoinGecko. And I type in the coin name, right? I see Avalanche is now $93. So I go to markets. I click markets to show me where can I buy some Avalanche. And it's going to have a list of exchanges. It says Bitfinex, Binance, Digifinex, Bitfinex. Personally, I like to use Crypto.com and I like to use Kraken. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll come down this list and just see if one of the exchanges that I have a relationship with are listed on here, right? I know a lot of people use Coinbase. So if Coinbase is here and that's where you have your connection to, those accounts where some money is, then, that's great. So in order to get money into the metaverse, most of the time you have to start on a physical exchange. Not a physical exchange, a centralized exchange, because you got to figure out how to get dollars and convert them into your token of choice in the metaverse, right? So I see here that Coinbase is here, but I don't like Coinbase. I don't rock with Coinbase. And then I see Crypto.com. Okay, cool. Next thing I do is I say, okay, look at the volume. It's 3 million, 4 million bucks. I'm not buying that much of AVAX, so I think I should be able to fit in just fine, right? So I would go to Crypto.com. I would go to Crypto.com and I would purchase some AVAX, maybe, $100, right? Just to get started. Maybe I'll purchase $100 because once again on AVAX, it's much more cost efficient than Ethereum. That the same transactions that we're looking to experiment on AVAX may cost you $50 minimum, where Avalanche is going to cost you a few cents, right? All right, so at this point, we're on crypto.com or Kraken or KuCoin, whichever centralized exchange we have a membership with, and we buy the small amount of AVAX, and once again, we make sure that we're on our AVAX network, and we click this wallet address at the top. We simply copy it, right? We simply copy it, and then we paste it in the withdrawal section of whatever centralized exchange we're in, right? We go through whatever processes, that exchange has for us, and then as long as it's done properly, you'll see your Avalanche actually populate inside of your MetaMask wallet on the Avalanche network. It's very important to make sure that it's on the Avalanche network. So we're actually going to do the same exact thing with Phantom, right? So now CoinGecko, we type in Phantom, we go down to markets, we see that Phantom is on KuCoin and crypto.com. Okay, maybe I can have my bank account attached to crypto.com. I'm not sure if I would attach my bank account to KuCoin, but yeah, I can definitely attach my bank account to crypto.com. So personally, this is where I bought my Phantom from. I bought my Phantom off of crypto.com. Yeah, I bought my Phantom off of crypto.com. Or maybe I bought it off of crypto.com and KuCoin, because I always have some USDC or some USDT or something on KuCoin. But yeah, I would simply go to crypto.com, buy some Phantom, make sure that I go to the Phantom network on my MetaMask. I click this address at the top, which is really the same address, if I'm not mistaken. And MetaMask just disperses it how it's supposed to go, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how it works. But yeah, then I would go to crypto.com and I would paste that address in, and I would withdraw my Phantom, and now I'm eligible to operate on Phantom and Avalanche, right? Same situation with Ethereum. I would purchase Ethereum, Coinbase. I would purchase Ethereum from, wherever I could purchase Ethereum from, right? Wherever I would purchase Ethereum from, and I have no idea why. Okay, yeah. So wherever I could purchase Ethereum from, and I would send it to my Ethereum address on my MetaMask, right? So now I'm able to operate inside this Phantom place. I'm able to operate inside this Avalanche place. I'm able to operate inside this Ethereum ecosystem, right? So that's how you enter the actual metaverse, right? So next thing. Now that you have permission, so to speak, to actually operate within the different ecosystems on the metaverse, the next thing is actually knowing, kind of like a general best practice at this point, right? So if you plan on operating on multiple chains, or if you plan on just keeping some cash on these networks so that you're able to interact with different projects and stuff, you have a decision to make. You say, okay, well, maybe I don't want to expose my cash to the volatility of the Phantom token. Maybe I don't want to expose my cash to the volatility of the Avalanche token, right? Maybe I don't want to do that. So what I do is I split my cash up between different stable coins. USDT is a stable coin. USDC is a stable coin. MEM, Magic Internet Money, is a stable coin. UST is a stable coin, which is from Terra Luna. The thing is, you got all these different options. So you got to pick what suits you and what's best for you. And I can't do the research for you. But what I can say is that some cryptos or some stable coins have better networks than others and have deeper liquidity, or more network effects, or is more available, in certain places, more in certain places than other stable coins are. So as we are looking to really build our portfolios with some of these newer projects, we can expect to be like on the verges, like on the fringe of this new innovation, right? That's where our money is made at, by being risk takers and being pioneers and knowing how to access these things, right? So, in those areas, certain cryptos or certain stable coins have started to build a stronger reputation. And one of those is called Magic Internet Money, right? So they actually have liquidity on multiple chains. So they got liquidity on Ethereum. They got liquidity on Avalanche. They got liquidity on Phantom. What that means is that I can interact with a lot of different, protocols or applications on these different networks, with this same token, right? Versus me having to jump in and out of different things, which all of these transactions I have to pay for, right? So the thing is, the network effects of a stable coin are super important. How many networks is that stable coin a part of? Because the more liquidity and the more networks that this stable coin is a part of, the safer I feel, right? Because the more that is intertwined into the essence of the market, the less that it can fail. And also the easier it is to maneuver to different places. So for example, if I have a US dollar and I go to Mexico, then I likely won't have an issue using my US dollar because that US dollar is known and recognized in that place as well. If I take my US dollar to other places around the world, it's known, it's respected, right? Because they've, created those networks where, you have to use the dollar. So that's what we're seeing with some of these stable coins. And one of the stable coins is called MEM, Magic Internet Money. My suggestion, or what I would suggest you guys to do, is whenever you're sending, let's say whenever you're sending Avalanche, AVAX, or Phantom from your wallet, I would say maybe send a little bit more so that you can buy some Magic Internet Money when you get over there, right? Because what you will want to do is actually go to one of the exchanges, right? And let's say you're operating on Phantom and you want to go on an exchange and, get some Magic Internet Money. Or you want to, pretty much you want to have some cash on the network that's stable so that when something happens or an opportunity presents itself, you're flexible. Excuse me, you guys, my mouth keeps getting extremely dry. It's crazy. Okay, it's SpiritSwap.finance. So I like to use SpiritSwap. Sometimes the pair isn't on here, but what I would do is click exchange. And now since I have Phantom in my wallet, what I would do is I would swap some of that Phantom for some MEM, right? I would swap some of that Phantom for some MEM, right? So now my money is sitting on the Phantom network, not exposed to the volatility of the Phantom price, but instead in a stable asset that I can just have stored somewhere, right inside my wallet, waiting to take advantage of an opportunity, right? So yeah. So once you get some Magic Internet Money, what I would suggest you do is experiment. I would say next place to experiment is definitely DeFi Llama, right? This group, really talks a lot about DeFi, right? It's an area of crypto that I focus on heavily. And my suggestion would just be to come to DeFiLlama.com, right? And whichever network you want to experiment on, whether it's Ethereum, Terra, Binance Chain, Avalanche, Phantom. I'm just going to click on Phantom. And it's going to show you every single protocol or app that's in this network, right? So you can literally come and, you know, click these things and click the website and just experiment with each one of them. Read up on them and see, okay, hey, what's going on with this? Why is it so special? Why is it holding, you know, billions of dollars? Why does this thing have $3 billion locked in it? Why does this thing have $1 billion? Why does this thing have 840 billion, right? So those are some very important questions to ask yourself. But that's going to really familiarize you with how to actually enter the metaverse and put yourself in front of these new financial building blocks, right? Where, you know, we didn't have access or likely were aware or living during the time where they make the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve has really been dictating a lot of things behind the scene, right? Those structures are being rebuilt, and they're being rebuilt by these guys. So the more we know about it and the more we intertwine ourselves in it, the more that we can position ourselves to be the new world leaders. And I need you guys to think like that, because it's just that serious. And I wouldn't be up here just telling you guys this for my health. So anyway, that's it. That's it, you guys. Check out the next video. Can't remember what it's on, but yeah, these are the getting started video series to help you get started in the metaverse.